Hi everyone, it's Nat. Hope that you're all fit and healthy. I'm on to show the process video for how I did my March page in my Collage seasonal journal. Now I did it while I was watching TV the other night, so what I've done is sped it up and I'm going to attempt to do my second ever voiceover. So I'll see how I go with that. So I'll show you the page as it is. So that's my March page there. So it has this little note paper in that little tuck spot, and I've added the tag into that little tuck spot. So I will get on and I will show you how I made the page. So firstly, I started off with some cream coloured and book pages, and here I am just measuring them up against the page and putting a little mark where I want to cut them, just so that they cover the page nicely. I love using the end book pages because they're really good quality, and I tend to go for them before I go for any scrapbooking paper even. I realise after a bit that I've cut the line, cut the little dot off that I'd measured, so I had to re-measure one of the pages to be able to cut the bottom off where I wanted it. I'm good like that, if you haven't noticed. So I'm having so much fun doing the collage journaling. So I remembered to put some of my greaseproof paper down just so that my page doesn't stick together with the next page, which it's done a few times. So I'm just inking around the edges with some, I think it was the Rusty Hinge distress ink that I was using. I liked the colour because it matches really well with some of the other embellishments. So I thought I would run with that. And of course I've got a bit on the page where I didn't want it, but I will. When it's a personal journal, I don't really worry about that sort of thing. You could always cover it over if you want to anyway. So I just go on attaching these with my Helmars glue. I always just flip the page and check that it's not sticking over the edge too much anywhere, so I can shift it in time. Adding these pages also strengthens the book pages, since they're just single book pages that I've got at the moment. So this is a eastern spine bill, picture of an eastern spine bill out of a book on a wattle, and I have one of those that hang around in my garden, so I thought I would use that. And the little other decoration is from the Carta Bella frames and tags pack that I grabbed from Auntie Vera Scrap and Craft. The colours in that just has, it just has the best colours for the autumn theme that I'm doing. They're all autumn themed frames and tags. I really loved that one, so I thought I'd see how I could go tucking it into my picture somehow, just for something a little bit different. I really love playing around with old stuff, new stuff, and just seeing how I can fit it together. So I initially stuck the book page to the frame, just so I could get the placement right before I stick it to the page. I did also ink with the Rusty Hinge lightly around the picture that I cut out. Just brings it all together nicely sometimes, that little bit of ink. So I have to be careful here that I don't stick my frame down, because I do want to tuck something into that at the end. And then I use my bone folder just to put a crease in the picture so that when I shut the book, it doesn't tear the picture. So I have this little saying out of the book about March, something about the gum nuts falling upside down or something. It is out of a Gumnut Baby book, and you can see the two Gumnut Babies on this piece that I'm doing. That has descriptions of the flora and fauna and insects in the area at this time of the year. Now down the bottom there I've got a paint chip. It's just a cut off of a paint chip, and I thought it would make a really cool tuck spot as well. So I'm sticking one of the leaves that I made with my gelatos the other day onto the paint chip, just to cover up where it says Dulux, and because I like the colours. Now that bag of trims is a whole lot of ribbons that the lovely Pam at Honeybee Crafting gifted me. She thought she might be giving me rubbish, but I tell you what, there's nothing more fun than going through other people's rubbish. And I find I don't use ribbons a lot because they're on the spools, but having a bag like that is awesome. So it's so easy to see what's in there and grab the bits I want. So I went through and grabbed some of the colours that I like for this page, and I'm just cutting this little bit of ribbed ribbon, and I think it will go really nice down the bottom of the page. I wanted it tucked under the bottom of the leaf there just a bit because I want to cover up the white bit on the paint chip there. So that's why I lifted up the leaf a little bit so I can slip it under. And then I'm sticking the ribbon to the paint chip first, again to get the placement right before I stick it down to the book page. So thank you so much, Pam. They're coming in so handy. And mind you, that was just one of the bags of many that she sent me full of colour-coded ribbons. And it's so much fun. So that's that tuck spot. So now I'm looking through all my laces and I found this doily and I really like the colour on this. And I just wanted a bit of texture on this page. I found it a little bit big though and a little long, so I just cut it down to a bit of a smaller size. And I wanted to sort of have it just over the little, just hanging over that cutout just a little bit. So I get a pencil and I just make some little marks where I want to put it on the page, where I want to put the March cutout on the page, so that I can get that exactly where I want it. I did ink around all the cutouts from the book. So once I've added the lace up the top, I've got some leftover lace, the off-cut bits, and I decided to see if I liked a little piece of it down the bottom, which I did. I thought it brought the page together nicely, so I just cut it to the length I wanted and added that. This video is only about 10 or 12 minutes or something like that, but I tell you what, it took me about 45 minutes. It took like 30 odd minutes of me going, do I want this one? Do I want this one? Should I put it here? Should I put it there? I am terrible at that, so I thought I'd cut all of that out for you. So now I'm just trying to get placement of these other pieces that I've got, and I decided to cut out the gum nut babies because it just seemed a bit big and clumsy. So I just have to re-ink where I've cut off of that piece. That's another bit of the Carta Bella frames and tags that I got from Auntie Vera. And I wanted to add that to the other page, ties it together with the frame that's on the other side. And again, I decided to use the offcut of the ribbed ribbon that I have down the bottom to put up the top as well. Just frames that page nicely. Don't mind my buff head. So then it took me another 10 minutes to figure out where I wanted to place this, but in the end I decided to put it down a bit on the page. There's still heaps of room left for writing here and there, and also with the additions to the tuck spots I add more writing space. So then I decide that the gumnut babies are too cute. I don't really like them because they're always showing off their little behinds, but these ones are really cute, the way that they're falling out of the sky. So I thought that'd look really fun on the page. So I decided to fussy cut them out and see where I could add them. I tried using my big scissors at the start, but I realised pretty quick they weren't going to work properly. So I've got my little sewing scissors that I love to use for fussy cutting. And again, it took me about 20 minutes to figure out where I wanted to put these two. Yeah. The problem is I put them in 8 different places and they look good in all 8 different places. So So I don't have any wattles in my backyard, but there is a perennial plant that I planted that the eastern spinebill bird really, really loves. So I've got a few good photos of him in the backyard, so I might have to print one out to shove in the tuck spots here as well. So I stick that little gumnut baby up the top so it looks like he's diving down from a tree. And that one looks a little bit more clumsy. So that's my finished page. I ended up, as I showed you at the start, putting the little paper that I've got from a little notepad in the tuck spot that was made with the paint chip for some writing spot. And then I made a little tag out of a end book page, and I just stamped it with a really cute sunflower stamp, and I thought that looked really nice. And then I grabbed another one of Pam's beautiful ribbons to tie off the tag. So I hope you enjoyed that page, guys, and hope you're safe and well, and I will see you again soon. Bye.